Just get over yourself. Okay, sounds a bit harsh, but I mean this in a positive way. So, what I really mean by just get over yourself? Well, the biggest hurdle you'll ever face when learning how to do anything is, well, yourself. And it's getting over the apprehension or fear of what you're learning so you can make some progress. And that's the first step. So, with that, I refer to something that I like to call the 7Ps method. And that's proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. And those are things you're going to need to live by. And the whole methodology behind that is that if you take the time to plan things properly ahead of time, it'll help prevent poor performance down the line. So here's how we can begin with this. Before starting your main project, get out a pen and paper or open up Notepad and write down what it is you want from your project as a final product. How do you want it to look? How do you want it to operate? Assuming that it's a game, what character will the player be controlling? What's the background story? What's the theme? What's the time frame? Is it first person, third person, top down, turn based? How are you going to get the assets to make the game? What's the most important factor of the game to get the player's attention? How do you retain their attention? What makes your game different from any other game that's already on the market? So gather all of the information now for what you want the final product to become. So with all that information, it'll allow you to begin to plan out each part so you know how to create them. And anytime you start to lose direction, you can either refer back to the list that you made or even amend it as needed. I mean, it's not carved in stone. But it is something you should look at often so you don't lose direction. So let's dig in and start planning our game project. What are we going to need? The first thing you're going to need is a game engine. And the game engine that I'm going to be using throughout this course is the Unreal Engine 4. And specifically, I'm using version 4.19.2, but any version will work for the most part. Unreal Engine is a free game engine. It allows a huge amount of flexibility when creating a game, even with little or no experience, and can be done with something that's called blueprints, and which we'll cover in a later lesson. Blueprints essentially mean you don't have to know any programming. You can just do it, and you'll see what I'm talking about in the further lesson. Other programs I'm going to use throughout the course would be Audacity and GIMP. Both are free. And Audacity is for sound and music, whereas GIMP is used for graphics or images. What I want to do to finish off this is tell you to go ahead and Google search for Unreal Engine 4. Go ahead and get that installed. That's the primary program we're going to be using for everything, and that is your game engine. I would say go ahead and get the latest version of GIMP, and I'll cover using that as we go, and same thing with Audacity. Go ahead and get those three things, get them installed, and get them ready to go, and we'll see you in the next lesson.